What happens when a beloved morning television host sits down for what should be a friendly chat with royalty only to witness one of the most shocking displays of entitlement ever caught on camera? It took just 37 seconds of Prince Harry speaking before the entire interview spiraled into complete chaos. This is the story of the morning that changed everything. Lorraine Kelly had been preparing for this interview for weeks. Her team carefully planned every detail from the lighting to the questions, making sure everything would be perfect for such a high-profile guest. The studio audience was buzzing with excitement. People had lined up outside since the early hours of the morning, hoping to catch a glimpse of Prince Harry in person. Lorraine, always professional, sat in her chair with her signature warm smile, ready to welcome him onto her show. When Prince Harry walked onto the set, the audience erupted in applause. He waved casually, but there was something off about his attitude. Lorraine stood up to greet him, extending her hand for a handshake. "Welcome, welcome. It's so lovely to have you here," Lorraine said warmly. Prince Harry barely looked at her hand. Instead of shaking it, he sat down immediately and let out a long sigh, as if being there was a burden. Lorraine brushed it off, maintaining her composure, and took her seat. The cameras were rolling. The audience was watching, and this was live television. "So, thank you so much for joining us this morning," Lorraine began, her smile steady. "I know you have a very busy schedule, and our viewers are thrilled to hear from you." Prince Harry looked at her blankly. "Yeah, well, I'm here, aren't I?" A wave of discomfort moved through the audience. That response was far from what anyone expected. Sensing the tension, Lorraine continued. "Now, I'd love to start by talking about some of the charity work you've been involved in recently. It's truly inspiring." Prince Harry leaned back, crossing his arms. "Charity work? You know, Lorraine, can I just say something?" "Of course," Lorraine replied calmly. "I find it interesting that whenever I come on shows like this, all anyone wants to talk about is charity or my family or some carefully prepared list of questions that don't really mean anything. Does anyone actually care, or is this just for the cameras?" The studio went silent. You could hear the nervous shifting of people in their seats. "I think our viewers genuinely care," Lorraine said carefully. "They want to understand what matters to you." Prince Harry scoffed. "Is that really why I'm here? Or is it because your producers thought having me on would boost your ratings?" Lorraine's smile faded, not into anger, but into seriousness. She leaned forward slightly. "I think that's unfair. We invite guests because we believe they have something meaningful to share. We prepare thoughtful questions out of respect." "Respect?" Prince Harry repeated with a humorless laugh. "Do you know what it's like to have everyone want something from you? Everyone has an agenda." Lorraine took a steady breath. "I can only imagine how difficult that must be. But here, we just wanted a conversation." "A real conversation," he replied sarcastically. "Let's talk about how shows like this profit from people's private lives." "This show is about connection and positivity," Lorraine said firmly. "I've always treated my guests with dignity." "Have you?" Prince Harry challenged. "Because it feels like I'm just another celebrity on your booking list." "That's not true," Lorraine replied. "If that's how you feel, let's address it. What would make this feel like a genuine conversation to you?" He hesitated. "Maybe I don't want to be here at all." The audience gasped. "Then why did you agree to come?" Lorraine asked calmly. "Maybe I made a mistake." "Well, if that's how you truly feel, I won't force you to stay. But I do think it's a shame. You've been rude. Not just to me, but to everyone who came here today." "Rude?" he snapped. "You're putting me on the spot." "I asked about your charity work," Lorraine said, her patience thinning. "It's the way you ask. It's fake. Rehearsed." Lorraine set her notes aside. "Then let's talk without them. What's really going on?" Prince Harry stood abruptly. "You don't get to psychoanalyze me." "I'm trying to understand," I replied. "Because I'm tired of people pretending they know me," he shouted. Lorraine stood as well, her voice firm. "That's not fair. I've never exploited anyone. I ask questions. I listen. I give people space to share their story." "You're defensive," he accused. "I'm standing up for myself," I replied. "You treat me like a circus act." "A circus act," Lorraine repeated. Then why do you keep saying yes to interviews? You know what? You're right. I shouldn't be here. Then leave, Lorraine said simply. The studio froze. I said leave. If you're unhappy, go. Prince Harry stared at her, shocked. Then he ripped off his microphone. Fine, I will. As he walked toward the exit, he turned back. People like you think you're better than everyone else. I know who I am and what this show stands for, Lorraine replied calmly. You're part of the problem. No, she said. You came in looking for a fight. He laughed bitterly. You really believe that? I believe you're taking your anger out on the wrong person. He had no reply. After a long pause, he turned and walked out. The studio was silent. Lorraine stood alone on stage, took a breath, and faced the camera. Well, that was unexpected. A few nervous laughs followed. I want to say this clearly, she continued. Respect goes both ways. Everyone deserves it. She explained calmly that when someone agrees to an interview, they owe basic courtesy to the host, the crew, and the audience. We're going to take a quick break, she said, composed. And when we return, we'll continue with wonderful guests who bring warmth and positivity because that's what we do. Behind the scenes, chaos erupted. Producers scrambled. Phones rang. But Lorraine simply sat quietly preparing for the next segment. Are you okay? A producer asked. I'm fine, she replied. Let's move on. When the show resumed, Lorraine returned to her warm, engaging self. But the moment would be talked about for weeks. Some criticized her, others praised her. But what stood out was her calm strength. Prince Harry had entered expecting special treatment. Instead, he encountered someone who expected only basic respect. Lorraine never raised her voice. She never insulted him. She simply held her ground. And that's why the moment mattered, because it showed that dignity, professionalism, and self-respect matter more than titles or status. When someone refuses to show respect, the strongest response is calm boundaries. Prince Harry chose to walk away. Lorraine chose to move forward. And that choice defined the moment.